Hey community, this is Dr. Hugh coming at you, and I've been getting lots and lots of questions on basically this hormone called DHEA. On my last webinar, I went over some of my findings on DHEA. So what I want to do here is I want to go over really an in-depth understanding so you actually understand how important it is to have DHEA, which is the #1 hormone in your entire body. So let's get into this. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll try and answer them the best I can. Okay, so here we are. DHEA, the hormone you may need. This is what it looks like right in here. And DHEA comes in a variety of different doses in here. So you can see this is a 25 milligram dose, but DHEA comes in 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 25 milligrams, 50 milligrams, and 100 milligrams. So it's a variety of different doses that people can come in. Now, I want to spend some time on this because this is really, really significant. So you can see up here, so relative concentration of saliva steroid. So this is a test through saliva. Now, what the research shows is that DHEA, you can see that way here over on the left, DHEA is the most abundant hormone in your entire body. So here we have DHEA, so we have DHEA right here, and then we have DHEA right in here, and then all the way over here, we have testosterone. So you can see that's testosterone. So just look at the graph between DHEA and testosterone. So testosterone is very, very small compared to the total output of DHEA in your body. So what does this really mean for you? Well, what this means for you is that you want to make sure that your DHEA is optimal because DHEA turns into testosterone. So you heard this right. So DHEA here will turn into testosterone. It turns into estradiol or estrogens. So this is a very, very important hormone that we have at an optimal level. It's the most abundant hormone in your entire body. A lot of people think, oh, testosterone is, progesterone is. Well, it's actually turns out that DHEA is the most abundant hormone in your body and the most important hormone in your entire body. Now, I don't want to get in too much biochemistry, but I do want to kind of go over this so you can see exactly where DHEA is and how this actually works. So in here, we have DHEA right in here. And then DHEA, what this does is this can turn into testosterone. You can see right here, we have DHEA, and then that can turn into testosterone and can also turn into estrogen or estradiol. So if you take this hormone, and I recommend that people must get tested. You just don't want to randomly start taking hormones. You don't want to randomly start taking these things if you don't actually know what your body is. So in this webinar here, I'm going to be going over exactly what my labs are so you can see that. So this is really the important thing is DHEA turns into testosterone and it also turns into estrogen or specifically estradiol. Now, as you know, is what the current research shows here is as you age, your hormones start to diminish. And youthfulness is the maintaining or maintenance of your hormones in a normal physiological level in your body. Here, I just want to kind of show you this right here. So this is the adrenal hormone pathway. You can see right here, this is progesterone. And up in here, we have DHEA. So DHEA turns in testosterone down in here. And then from here, DHEA can kind of make a curve and go into the different estrogens. So if you're a male, if you're a female, this can support all your hormones in your entire body. And guess what? You can get DHEA over the counter. You don't actually need a prescription by a medical provider. You can actually get this over the counter. Now, I've been kind of going over this a little bit here when I was talking about age and the hormones. And this right here, you can see DHEA, and this is the levels of DHEA in here. And down in here, we have the ages. So clearly, as you can age, so let's just say around 40, you can see how this level drastically drops as we age. And hormone maintenance in a normal physiological range is really where health and abundance comes in. If you would look at an older man or an older woman. And if they have hormones that are robust, right, they're just going to have better skin. They're going to have better muscle. They're going to have a higher quality of life because hormones, good quality hormones equals good quality of life. Now, here's some research is, does DHEA turn into testosterone? And exactly, it says here, yes, DHEA can increase testosterone levels. So this is a simple way to increase your testosterone. Now, again, I want to be very, very clear on this. You want to test and not guess. So if you have any questions, you want to reach out to my website and we can get you tested. It's very, very simple to get this tested. You can go to LabCorp. LabCorp is the, basically, it's the lab draw center that's the most popular in the United States. They have over 2,000 locations in the United States. So no matter where you're at in the United States, you probably have a draw center within a 30-minute drive, and most people have them within 5 or 10 minutes. So to get DHEA is very simple, and it literally costs like $10. Now here, what I want to show you right here is what some of the research here is just showing about DHEA and what it can do. So in here, the DHEA can actually help memory, it can have mood, and it can decrease inflammation. So DHEA is a very, very important hormone to have. Here's some other things just when it comes to the brain and neuroprotection. So DHEA is neuroprotective. It can help protect the brain cells, which is really important. Neurogenesis, what the heck is neurogenesis? That's basically the growth of new neurons. So DHEA can help you grow new neurons. DHEA helps neurotransmitters. Well, what kind of neurotransmitters? Like dopamine, which is your feel-good hormone. Also the norepinephrine. Inflammation. So DHEA actually decreases inflammation as well. DHEA and mood swings. DHEA can help mood swings and anxiety. So this is very, very important when it comes to that. DHEA and memory is critical, and DHEA in stress. So why I want to bring this to your attention is DHEA helps every single function in your entire body. This is why it's so critical to make sure that we have optimal DHEA in your body. Now, here's just another thing. DHEA may help with depression, skin, aging, and infertility. Like it just goes on what DHEA can actually help you with. Now, what I want to do right now is what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over my individual labs so you can see what my labs look like when I supplemented with DHEA. So what I like to do right now is I want to kind of go over my labs so you can see what my labs were. So in here, so these labs were taken December 5th. Now my DHEA here was 69.6, and you can see the range here was 71 to 375. Now, one of the things that I think is really important when it comes to just hormones is when it comes to hormones, you want to be like in the upper 25th tile. So for example, what does that mean? So let's say the lab is 0 to 100. You'd want to be between 75 and 100. That's basically meaning that you're in the 75th quartile when it comes to the lab. So that's what we're kind of like shooting for. So right here, you can see like I'm really, really low. And this right here, so I was 81.9, and that is in 12/13/2021. Now, right now, it's basically February of 2025. These labs here were taken December 5th of 2024, and you can see my DHEA has actually gotten lower. Now, one thing I did, when I also checked my DHEA, I also checked my testosterone at the same time. So what you're going to be seeing right here is this is my testosterone in 2021, which was 740. You can see the range there, 264 to 916. So my testosterone is pretty good. And in here, it's actually 783. So with that being said, 4 years later, my testosterone is actually up, which is really good. Currently at this recording, I'm 51 years old, but my testosterone here, or excuse me, my DHEA was very concerning because it was so low. So I started doing a program which included a variety of different things. Now here, what I want you to pay attention to is here's my previous labs right here, which is 69.6. And this is what you saw right up in here. Now I took my labs basically December 12th. So we're talking the 5th, we're talking 7 days later. Now what I did here is I started supplementing with 50 milligrams of DHEA. So I took that night, and then I went to get this test in the morning. And you can see here, I overshot big time my DHEA. So now it's 475, and that is actually lab high. So this is why it's so critical is you don't want to test, you want to guess. You want to test, right? And then from there, then you do a protocol. And then while you're doing the protocol, you actually want to test to make sure that you're in the accurate range. So then I overshot. So then I'm like, okay, well, what do I need to do here? So then I started to cut back. You can see my range. This is the lab here, 1212. And these were done on the 17th. So basically, we're talking only 5 days later. So 5 days later, instead of taking a 50 milligram DHEA, I started taking a 25 milligram DHEA. So that basically brought me down by half. Now look at where my labs are right now. You can see here is there 164. You can see the range here. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that range of the 25 milligrams of DHEA. And then at the same time, I also checked my testosterone. So my testosterone is 783 or was 783. 5 days later, this is only 5 days later, it went up to 838. Now, why is that? Because that has to do with the steroid pathway and how DHEA can turn into testosterone. So when it comes to youthfulness, when it comes to just being well, there's a lot of things that can be done. And one of the things is to make sure and preserve that you have robust hormones that are in the physiological doses. And they've actually showed is like when women and men have aged and they've supplemented with hormones and maintained a more youthful status of hormones, their whole entire body functions and heals much better. So again, when you look at these steroid pathways here, is what we're looking at here is the DHEA can create testosterone, and they can also create estrogen. So this is why you want to be measuring, because as a man, you don't want to have all this testosterone going into the estrogens, right? And as a woman, you don't want to be building up too much testosterone. So this is a very, very powerful hormone that you can implement to get well, and maintain youthfulness. So at the end of the day, if you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. And remember, is where there is help, there's hope. Take care. This is Dr. Hugh.